Recently, David Chase said this.
The scene I had in my mind was not that scene.
Okay.
Nor did I think of cutting to black. I had a scene in which Tony comes back from a meeting in New York in his car. You know, at the beginning of every show, he came from New York into New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And the last scene was going to be him coming from New Jersey back into New York for a meeting at which he was going to be killed.
And when did the alternative ending first? Do you remember when it occurred to you? Yeah. But not like it's not the kind of thing where sometimes I've spoken with showrunners who say, I know at the beginning exactly how my show's going to end, or by season 3 or whatever. It sounds like when you were writing, you like to stay 6 scripts ahead of where you were in the action.
Yeah, but I think I had this notion. I was driving down Ocean Park Boulevard near the airport, and I saw a little restaurant. It was kind of like a shack that served breakfast. And for some reason, I thought, well, Tony should get it in a place like that. Why? I don't know. Right. That was like 2 years before.
Wait a minute. Does that mean that's it? One of TV's biggest mysteries is finally solved?
Well, it really depends how you choose to look at it. Many of us Sopranos fans wants to believe that Tony is not dead. And I mean, technically, the show ended with Tony still alive. He never dies on screen. We never see him getting killed. The creators never shot footage of him getting killed. We don't even see a gun. Or like some people say, we, the audience, got whacked. But what is the true intentions of the creators? What was the meaning of this ending? Why they cut to black like that? Perhaps the recent statement can provide us with some answers.
On November 3rd, 2021, during a live taping of the Hollywood Reporter's Award Chatter, The Sopranos creator David Chase shared the original ending of The Sopranos, perhaps suggesting what really happened to Tony at the end, or at least what was the original plan for Tony, and how it reflects on what we eventually got to see, or not see. If you're a Sopranos fan, you already know that David Chase was quite irritated about the fact that people didn't seem to care about the last episode as a whole, which by the way he wrote, produced and directed. And all they talk about is the ending. He was also annoyed that fans wanted Tony dead, which can suggest that maybe Chase eventually didn't want Tony to die. Throughout the years, every time he got asked about the ending, he gave all kind of answers. Let's see. Back in 2007, just after the show ended, when he was asked about the meaning of the final scene, or if it's an open ending, he said, "There are no clues in there. No Da Vinci Code." Later saying, "It's all there." In 2008 he added, "There's more than one way of looking at the ending." In 2019, during an interview for the book The Sopranos Sessions, Chase referred to the final scene as the death scene, but later clarified that he was referring to an earlier idea that he had abandoned and not the final scene that we all know. So what does it mean, it's all there? Let's find out. From the very beginning of the opening episode of the final season, the different characters are introduced in a symbolic way with a song called Seven Souls by Bill Laswell. For example, Meadow is being presented as the guardian angel, and she did save Tony's life several times throughout the series. In the episode College, it was because of her, Fabi Petrulio, hesitated to pull the trigger on Tony. The episode Another Toothpick, when she takes the buck lamp from the basement, and in the episode Mayhem, it's her voice that keeps Tony from going to hell? Therefore, we should look at the final scene of the show from a symbolic point of view. David Chase revealed that he was inspired by Stanley Kubrick's 2001 Space Odyssey, which is a film known for having a unique, unclear ending. Especially the scene when David Bowman arrives in this weird room and sees himself appear in front of himself. Just like Tony enters the diner, cut to his point of view, and suddenly he appears sitting, kinda like he's looking at himself. Some fans point out the similarity of this shot to The Last Supper by Da Vinci. Chase also explained on different occasions that the show is about America, the definition of the American dream. The episode's name is Made in America, and in the diner you can see all these type of symbolic characters who represent different parts of the American culture. Now, as for the guy with the members only jacket, which by the way is the name of the first episode of the final season, he may represent all the people that Tony did wrong, like Eugene, who had a similar jacket. Tony had a lot of enemies, and he was always aware and on guard, and the show successfully makes us feel the same as it uses the environment and the characters around him to create tension, stress, and anticipation. The guy goes to the restroom, The camera moves with him. The show wants you to notice him. Now at this point we already know that The Sopranos gives nods to classic films, and this is no different. Just like in The Godfather, when Michael had a hidden gun in the restroom, this scene suggests just that. Also, notice the way they are sitting. In the episode Where to Eternity, Christopher gets a message in his dream from the dead to Tony and Paulie, 3 o'clock. That's exactly the angle from where the members-only guy will come if he wants to kill Tony. He has a clear shot. That's because someone is missing. Can you tell me who's missing here? Who was supposed to sit right there? That's right, Tony's guardian angel. This time, Meadow wasn't there to save his life. She was too late. There's a back and forward pattern of Tony's point of view. Every time someone enters the diner, we can hear the bell rings. Tony looks up, and then we see what he sees. However, when Meadow is about to enter the diner, we hear the bell, Tony looks up, and when it cuts to what's supposed to be Tony's point of view, the screen cuts to black and silence. If you remember, in the episode Sopranos Home Movies, as they were having a conversation about death, Bobby says to Tony, "In our line of work, it's always out there. You probably don't even hear it when it happens." Here's my 2 cents. One of my favorite films of all time is 2001: A Space Odyssey, and the reason it was so powerful is because the meaning of the ending was open for interpretation, and that's the beauty. You can speculate, have discussions about it, share different thoughts, run wild with your imagination. That was part of the magic. That, of course, spoiler alert, until I saw a video of Stanley Kubrick explaining the ending. That was probably one of the saddest days of my life, because it was no longer a mystery. No more discussions, that's it. It's over. It's still one of my all-time favorites regardless, but it's just less fascinating that way now that the end is clear. The Sopranos is without a doubt my favorite drama TV show of all time. You probably guessed it already. And I always appreciated the fact that the creators never really gave a clear explanation and always kinda left it for us the viewers to judge. Is it really the end? One thing is for sure. No matter what, either way, this ending is nothing less than genius. It got us talking about it to this day, and probably for many years to come. And that's the true success of the show and the ending. I just want to say thank you for this masterpiece and for the amazing experience called The Sopranos.
So what do you think? I want to hear your thoughts. Let's talk about it. And I'm going to wrap it up with the words of the man himself, Davy Chase.
I think The Sopranos is the only show that actually gave the audience credit for having some intelligence and attention span. We always operated as though people don't need to be spoon-fed every single thing, that their instincts and feelings and humanity will tell them what's going on. Thank you for watching.